How you doing, YouTube family? Today is Tuesday, May the 27th, 2025. Is your man Big D, and I'm back with another one. I want to thank all you good folk out there in YouTube land for continuing to rock with my son and I. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Well, family, I'm back with another video. And in this video, I am going to be reacting to a video that my son dropped where it is titled "Man's Wife Crying After Getting Pregnant with Third Child and says she's done." So without further ado, we're gonna check this out and I'm going to give my commentary along the way.
Baby.
What you don't want the baby for?
I can't do this. I already got two fucking kids. I can't. I barely even want those two kids.
You told me to do it and I did it.
You're talking out of the ordinary right now. I don't want these kids. I don't want none of these kids.
Yes, you do. Stop
No,
eyeing
no.
up, bro.
I don't want none of these fucking kids.
What you gonna do then? Cause we not getting up. We not doing the abortion thing, bro. That's not
It's
what
not
we
even
doing.
about getting a fucking abortion. It's about me not wanting to be a mom no more. I don't want to be a mom
For
at
what?
all.
What makes you not want to be a mama no more? Cause the baby's always crying. You gotta wake up.
It's too much. It's too much for me. You sitting here.
You doing the most for what, bro? You over here choking and stuff for what? All because of kids, bro, that you sat down and had. Yes, you do want to do it.
I'm not strong enough.
Yes, you is. Stop crying. Just stop crying, bro. Please stop crying.
Body looks horrible. These three kids is fucking my body up. I don't have it in me no more to be a mom.
Okay, so how in the hell did we get here? This young sister is delusional and she is failed to take any accountability in this. Now I'm gonna get to him in a minute. I'm gonna cook her ass for a little bit. So, ma'am, you talking that now? I could see if you was just maybe one. You already had one kid and you had another. Oops, but you got two whole kids and you done had a third. Oops, and now all of a sudden you having this freaking breakdown. So, with all these means of contraceptives that we have now, why would you refuse to use it? That shit right there is just either lazy or just wicked and diabolical. You just want to just it's like the ability to create life to me is a power that the creator gave to human beings, but it should be utilized sparingly. Man, you just can't be wasting your seed here and there and everywhere. That is not what it was. That is not what the creator had in mind. But also, it seems that women just have been whores since the beginning of time. And I'm not gonna say all because you got decent women out there, but for the ones that don't see the value in at least having some type of vaginal restraint, you just letting any little Pookie Ray Ray Dank, little Charlie Mike, little Willie, y'all just, you know what I'm saying? You fucking dudes like that. And then when you get this result, you don't want to take no accountability. Hey, my heart bleeds for this young sister because I understand. She done turned around and the light bulb done finally came on and she done snapped and said, how the hell did I get here? She looking at her body saying, oh, these three kids done fucked my body up. She probably had a nice little body when she was before all these damn kids. But unfortunately, ma'am, you gotta own this because as the old analogy is, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. That means that come rain, sleet, hail, snow, or high water, your ass gonna be stuck with them kids. And depending on the situation, your kids gonna be put on your mama. You got young grandmothers nowadays. You got grandmothers in their 40s now. This shit right here is diabolical, but you got this little dude about, oh, you told me to do it. So you got no dick discipline. You got no restraint. And for you to record your wife having a fucking nervous breakdown and posting that shit, man, how did y'all get here? I can only imagine the struggle, the financial struggles in that house. Is anybody working? What if any do y'all have set up for the kids? So if they want to go to college, like some type of college prepaid fund or something like that. See, nobody thinks about the burden and the responsibility that you undertake when you have a baby. Nobody understands that. But my thing is, at what point do you start for all this time, women have said it's their body, they do what they want, their body, their choice. But now, if you know that this man is not in no good position, why would you put a trap baby on this man? And then lie to the man and say, oh, I'm on the pill. Oh, you ain't got to worry about that. But at some point, men have got to smarten up. And if not for anything, these exotic STIs and STDs they got floating around out here, that the standard antibiotics are having a problem curing it or getting rid of it, it's becoming resistant. Man, listen, it's dangerous out here in these streets. But in the situation that these young folks are working with, you know who gonna suffer the most? Children. The children. And at some point, somebody got to have some foresight and say, man, we got to have some type of restraint. But, like I said, there are those cases where men ask and women say, yeah, I'm on the pill. And for whatever the reason, the woman's not. Instead of her being straight up and saying, no, I'm not on the pill, whatever, they decide they just want to procreate. And if it's you pull a lucky number, your ass is it.
What it do? It's your boy Illuminated D, and you know what I'm saying? We back with another one. First thing I want to do is thank you to everybody who's liked and commented, and to all the subscribers. Pops and I want to let you know how much we really appreciate you, for you to come and spend your time with us and to consume the content. While we understand that you have busy lives, we want to thank you and bless. Family, this is a sad situation. I think a lot of times people lay down and have kids, and you know what I'm saying? It's not even that they lay down and have kids, because there is preemptive measures. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got this young lady here who's crying and she's breaking down in front of her mans, and her mans think it's funny. You know what I'm saying? Pookie think it's funny. Pookie laughing. Pookie like, well, you told me to do it. You told me to do it. And he just went right along with it, and he just shot the club right up. You know what I'm saying? That good, warm, that goodbye. I know that mother felt so good, and he just let loose. He just, And I know you was telling him to probably do it too, cause how good it felt. But the crazy part is nobody be thinking about the aftermath of it. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody want to cry. Men want to get mad that they got to pay child support, and the women want to cry when they got to carry the baby for 9 months. And you know what I'm saying? And then the crazy part is, it's like, it's the chemical balance change inside of the body, which is making you more emotional, because now you're starting to think like, dang, I can't even have my hot girl summer. I can't even have my hot girl summer because Pookie done shot up the club. But at least Pookie's still there. So I don't even want to call him a Pookie. At least he's still there. But the sick part is he think it's funny, and he didn't take enough preemptive measures to not get you pregnant. You know what I'm saying? If he really cared about you, and look, I'm not saying the kids aren't a blessing. Yes, they are absolutely a blessing, because not everybody can have kids. But if he really cared about you, he wouldn't have just got you pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you gotta work. I don't know what your inside of your life looks like, but the sick part about it is to be going through that much distress after getting pregnant, knowing that you already got 2 kids. Knowing that you already got 2. And now you crying talking about you don't want the third and you don't want to be a mom no more. Well,
You don't want to be a mom no more. That ship done sailed. And yeah, that's true. You right. You right. He might not, the little dude, he might not be a little Pookie, but Pookie's coming many different. See, Pookie's got to be categorized. You can have a Pookie that's there, but his ass ain't contributing nothing to the household, and if he is very minimal, and she probably on Section 8 housing. Really and truly, little Pookie ass ain't supposed to be there per them white folks. That's part of the whole Section 8 and government assistance. The fathers can't be there. So y'all little Pookies ain't supposed to be there anyway. So perhaps you got that kind of little Pookie. Or you can have a you can have a little Pookie who basically ain't bringing nothing to the table, which is not very much. The first Pookie ain't that much better than this Pookie, but he better than this Pookie because the first Pookie, at least first Pookie bringing monies in. So man, this is crazy, and it's very very diabolical that we have become so hyper sexualized in our society that we just reckless. We just reckless like a mug, man. We just reckless like a motherfucker. And the children are the one that suffer the most. And we have to ask ourselves, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Okay, so who should the most burden of the responsibility be on? The woman or the man? Well, a woman has total control over her body. She is control of who she allows inside of it, and she is also in control of who she allows to ejaculate inside of it, inside of her. So if a woman hypothetically knows that she's that woman that likes to feel that real meat and she don't believe in barriers, or maybe maybe her and the dude been kicking it for a minute, and they both got to understand it. It's just them two, and barriers are not needed. But you better make sure that somebody on some type of birth control. You better make sure you got a woman who don't really want no kids, and they are out there. You got women that don't want no parts of nobody children. They stay on birth control for a good part of their life until they can't anymore, until they get to a point where they start going through menopause and they can't have children anyway. So my thing is, how did this how do you get here? With today's technology, with today's science, how do you get here? They are giving away birth control. All you gotta do is go to the health department, go to your local health department, even if you don't have no type of now I could be wrong. I don't want to misspeak. I have to research it if I am wrong, but I know back in the day that you go down to the health department, you could get condoms, and the women could go down there and get on birth control, especially if they was, I think it had to be like maybe 18, 19, something like that, because it's better that they supply the women with the contraceptives and supply the men with the condoms and the contraceptives so that they could cut down on these illegitimate children. Because now what you're gonna have a generation of brokies. Because take this couple for example. Listen, unless they win the local lottery, unless they win the lottery for millions, these three children are not gonna have a positive outcome. They are not gonna have a positive outcome. And if they do have a positive outcome, it is going to be from the sheer strength of them getting it on their own grinding muscle. It could be that at some point this little dude he may fly the coop and haul ass. He may not be around because as they always said, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. And what that means is regardless, mama gonna always have to be there. And mama gonna be the one that's gonna have to go through the 9 months of carrying this human being developing and growing inside of them. They've got to go through the burdens and the woes of childbirth. So that's why I say, in my opinion, more of the onus is on the woman than it is the man when it comes to procreation. Yeah, the man has to contribute his part, but a man cannot do anything unless he is granted access. And if a woman allows a man access to her body, there should be an understanding if somebody is on some type of birth control. What are we doing for birth control?
Being a parent is not easy. It's not easy. You know? I'm not a parent yet. So, and I see how people struggle. I've heard the stories, and I make sure that I take enough preemptive measures to make sure that if I'm gonna lay down with somebody, I'm gonna make sure that she not just gonna get pregnant. You feel me? I'm not just gonna bust off in the box and get you pregnant, understanding if your life isn't to where it needs to be and my life isn't where it needs to be, understanding that it would not be a smart decision for me to just up and shoot up the club, get you pregnant, and then have you out here stressed, have me out here stressed. Now we both getting gray hairs, we both arguing and complaining and tripping because we didn't get to accomplish the things that we wanted in our life, because now we got to think of a little person before we even put ourselves in the forefront. So you know what I'm saying? Now he not even taking care of your needs because you got to take care of the kids. You feel me? I think as the African American community, we gotta stop laughing at our pain. We gotta stop laughing at our pain like this is a joke. Like bringing people into the world, knowing that you can't afford them, knowing that you can't take care of them, and you don't really want to take care of them, as a joke. Because too many people out here suffering, and this is a prime example of what we all need to work on as a community and how we need to get better. Because I'm tired of seeing my people go through this. I'm really tired. I'm tired. Stop letting Pookie shoot up the club. Stop letting these Ray Rays and bum-ass busters shoot up the club. Because all they gonna do is sit back and laugh at you and tell you we not getting no abortion. Because if he decide to leave one day, guess who's stuck with him? Guess who's stuck with the little rascals? Guess who gotta suffer? And he gonna suffer in the background. And prayfully he stay there as a man and he help you take care of these children. Because we don't need these kids out here with no more absentee fathers. And we don't need people committing suicide because they losing their mind because they followed, you know, the trust of another individual, hoping that they were going to change their life or take care of them the way that they thought they were going to take care of them. And stop just having sex and just talk about shoot up the club. Have some more common sense. Have some more common sense. Because we all want to be successful. We all want to be somewhere in life. But in order...
Family, it made this whole situation, and this is nothing new. This whole women getting pregnant and bringing babies in the world, when they know that they're not in a good position in life and the man is not in a good position in life, and what happens is you start creating generational curses. And it reminds me of Tupac's song, Keep Your Head Up. And in his verse, he said, a race of babies that will hate the ladies that make the babies. And the fact is this: women, you keep when you allow anybody inside of your womb And just any old Tom, Dick, and Harry will do, any old little Pookie will do, any old little Charlie will do, any old little Willie will do, any old little Michael Earl will do. You allow these men to have their way with your walls, and now you're procreating, and all you're doing is creating the same kind of little men, or the same men that may perhaps grow up into the person that got you pregnant. Thus, the curse continues. So at some point, we gotta do the right thing, because this whole getting pregnant, just being sloppy, being reckless, this been going on for a long time. So as I said, where's the onus at? Is it on the men or is it on the women? I mean, at what point, if a man asks a question, hey, have a discussion and say, listen, I don't want to have any kids. I'm not in a position to have any kids. We got to be responsible. This little dude right here, this little dank talking about, oh, well, you told me to, you told me to do it. You told me to do it 3 times. And you have to ask yourself, what, how in the hell how these children gonna be okay? How they gonna make it? As I said, unless this woman win the lotto or he win the lotto, I don't when I look at the situation and I look at the totality of the circumstances, I can only arrive at the conclusion that these 3 kids are gonna have tough lives, and it's just not fair. So if a man asks the question and say, "Hey," and say, "Hey, listen, are you on birth control?" If a man has a discussion and say, "Hey, listen, I'm not in a position. I don't want any kids. I do not want kids with you. Yes, I'm cool with smashing you. I'm cool with blowing your bike out. I'm cool with having fun with you, having a good ride, whatever, whatever, just catching a vibe, whatever. But we need to be responsible." If a man has that conversation with you and you know your ass is not on the pill, but you tell him that you are, or you on the pill, but you ain't taking them right. You being all wishy-washy with taking your pill. You take them one day, you miss 2 days, then you forgot, you this, you that, and you gotta double up on the next day because for the day you missed. Man, listen, that's why they don't work. And that tells me that women that do that, that don't really take their pills right or what have you, that tell me that they reckless. It's like playing Russian roulette. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I get it. Oh yeah, that orgasm feels that much better knowing that her ass can probably get pregnant. I don't know why. Psychologically, it does. However, that don't mean that you still can't wear a barrier, a condom, gentlemen. That don't mean, ladies, you can't be on some form of contraceptive. So we got to stop with pointing the finger at who's responsible this, who's responsible that. The fact is that everybody got to have the conversation, and we got to stop just procreating just to procreate, because all we gonna do is keep creating the Pookies and Ray Rays and little Pookishas, the Tatianas, the hoes, promiscuous women that don't see the value in retaining their the most precious thing that the creator could have given to them, their womb. Women are lost nowadays because for whatever the reason, it's very hard to find a woman that's okay with one penis nowadays. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Seem like, especially if they're a certain age, if they're younger, but you got women in their 40s around here just still hopping around on the meat carousel, on the meat merry-go-round, and just reckless, ain't requiring these dudes to wear no condoms, and then you allow them to bust inside of you. Man, listen, I done known some very, very, very promiscuous women, and they was just nasty. But If you want to be nasty, that's fine. You want to play games with your life, that's fine. It's your life to play games with. But at least be open and honest with the man about your situation as far as birth control, contraceptives. And men, you better have a conversation. Don't just be, y'all going at it and whatnot. You get her panic, you get her draws off and whatnot. Your ass, you done looked up and got your little done got your little draws out. Now you meet out. Now y'all in the eye. You ain't even forgot about. Well, damn, is she on the pill? Is she this? Is she on the shot? Is she did? No, what you ain't even think about that. All you think about doing is catching a nut. And then when you have that post nut clarity, now you like, oh shit. Gotta have a conversation before you get to the act. But this situation right here is crazy. It is crazy. And these two young people sound like babies having babies. And this cycle has been going on for a long, long, long time in our community. And it seems to me that it's a learned behavior. Or is it just a generational curse? Well, family, always remember, be more tomorrow than you were yesterday. Peace.